folks just kind of fall down. And now we're at a point where he could put all that to work to go after the likes of Comey, to go after Letitia James, to go after anyone he now deems has tried to stop his authoritarian reach.
I will accept your proposition that Donald Trump has far more experience than your average bear with our system of litigation. But, Michael, experience alone is not what allows somebody to leverage the ways that Donald Trump has. Normal people, notwithstanding their extensive experience with federal courts or state courts, don't become president and then immediately start dismantling the rule of law. So it's not
Fair
a
point.
function of just experience alone. And you're right, he has often found himself on the short end of the legal system, but just as often he has managed to prevail, not on the merits, but by a strategy of what I'd call delay, stall, and ignore. His delay tactics and all of the litigation that occurred over the last 4 years is almost infamous. And yet, none of that should have allowed him to or gave him any insight into doing what he did here, which is just very simply ignoring civil service protections, stripping people of the tenure to which they are entitled by law, installing loyalists without experience. And I want to be really clear about something. Lindsay Halligan is not a dumb person. We keep calling her an insurance lawyer as if it's an insult, and it shouldn't be. I don't think I would be any better off after 15 years of being a commercial litigator walking into a grand jury room and trying to present a case to that grand jury. This is a question of subject matter expertise, not credentials. This is about, do you understand the criminal justice system? And I would submit to you that this is not a person whose life's work adequately prepares them for the job that she has taken on, much less to even be appointed as a line prosecutor in any one of the 94 judicial districts around the country that DOJ operates.
Well, I mean, look, her starring role, frankly, in this situation now as the U.S. attorney with no prosecutorial experience, her only experience, the reason she is most qualified for this job is because of her loyalty to Donald Trump. That is his own litmus test. And what James, again, this is not about James Comey, okay? He is no sparkling flower in the eyes of a lot of Americans, okay? I think Martha Stewart and Hillary Clinton themselves would both like to have a word, or millions of Americans in 2016, okay? However, what is happening to James Comey, it is bigger than him. Correct. It is connected. This is about the president criminalizing dissent, punishing people with whom he feels as though, it's a feeling. Matter of fact, it's a feeling. Punishing people he feels like he has something going on with, he has a vendetta. And he's taking it out on James Comey's family. I mean, look, former federal prosecutor Maureen Comey sues Trump administration over the reason they fired her. She's suing them now. His daughter, James Comey's daughter, his son-in-law quit. He was an attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia, the same office that just indicted his father-in-law. And when he quit yesterday evening, he cited that he did so to uphold the Constitution. Baby, this is not just about James Comey. This is about all of us and whether we are going to allow, as a country, the president of the United States to co-opt the Justice Department and use it as his own personal, I don't even know if this is a real law firm.
Well, and that is why every single American should be concerned. Because if he can come for James Comey, if he can go out and tweet to the Attorney General, this is who I want you to go after, and destroy these protections, we really are seeing a politicization and a weaponization of our justice system. But the other side of that story is that we have seen just this week, the American people do have power in using their voice. This administration was called on the carpet. And guess what? The Republicans that somehow some of them got some courage and stood up for the First Amendment for a minute, right? They didn't turn into a pumpkin after they did that. The president didn't come for them. The president's now trying to walk away from what he did with Kimmel because it was so unpopular with people and the American people stood up. And so we need to call on, where is everybody, right? And
can I just say, I know we have to go, but I'm concerned that those same folks that stood up for the First Amendment yesterday, Republican elected official after Republican elected official celebrated James Comey's indictment.
I agree, and that is the problem here. And that is what every single American America needs to start holding people accountable. If you cannot do this to the First Amendment, you can't do it to Jimmy Kimmel, but you can't do this. The president, we don't live in a monarchy. This isn't a king. You can't, snap your fingers and say, go after this person because I don't like them, right? Or because I feel a certain way. And so that's what we need the American people to start holding, as they did this last week, holding their elected officials accountable. What is every single elected official going to do about this? Because guess what? The tables can be turned, right? And we don't want that to happen in this country.